I'm Joshua Bardwell, and you're going to learn something today. I'm going to learn something. Shut up. I'm going to learn something today because I just got these in the mail. These are new props from HQ, and they are 4 blades. I don't usually fly 4 blades. 4 blades corner better than 3 blades, just like 3 blades corner better than 2 blades. They also draw more amps, all else being equal. But the main reason I don't fly 4 blades is because they are fragile. They break too easily and become imbalanced. So, how could I possibly test that? How could I possibly increase the likelihood that I was going to break props? Stay tuned. I can see because I'm getting a little bit of video noise that I probably got a bent prop, or a dinged up prop, but I can't really see where it is. They're holding in there pretty well. Let's go back to my regular props and just see how they fly differently. Yowza. Some good crash testing. Well, here's my impression. The 5x4.8s definitely are pulling more amps. When I do a full throttle punch on the 5x4.8s, they both peak out at around 100 amps measured, but then the 5x4.8s sag down a little bit more, whereas the 4-blade ones, the 4.8 3x3.4s, they kind of hold, and that tells me that the 5x4.8s are pushing the battery harder because the battery sags. It's wanting more than 100-ish amps, but it's sagging down. So I guess that's to be expected. The 4-blade ones are both smaller in diameter and lower pitch substantially. I do think the 4-blade ones corner better. I've always thought that I've always wished that they would corner a little sharper. I felt like that's an area this is a little bit lacking. It just felt like it turned in and tracked more precisely. As far as speed goes, that's a tougher one. I'm not sure that this one tops out any slower. When I did a full throttle punch, neither of them felt substantially different. So, very interesting. Yeah. Which and as far as durability goes, well, I wasn't disappointed with the 4-blade ones either. They did much better than older style. I don't know if they're using a different kind of plastic or what, but they did much better than the older style of 4-blades at staying balanced and being able to get back up after a crash. So, all in all, I don't hate them. Will I be switching to them? I don't know about that. They still felt underpowered compared to the 5x4.8s, and I still think they're not a great match for these big motors, 2550 kV. I don't know. I just feel like a lighter quad would do better on these. Yeah, maybe. Ooh, you know what? I got the perfect one to try it on too. This is the Karearea Talon SVX, I think. SVX. Yeah, Karearea Talon. This is a lighter racing quad, and I wonder if it might be better able to take advantage of these props. See, I'm having trouble figuring out where these props fit. On the one hand, they're a 4-blade prop, so they ought to have like more drag. They ought to act like a heavier prop, less responsive. But on the other hand, they are smaller in diameter. They're only 4.8 diameter, and they're 3.4 pitch, which is a very low pitch. So they're going to act like a lighter and more responsive prop. The motors on this guy are the Karearea TOA motors, and they are 2550 kV, the same as my JB 2407 motors, but of course the 2407 motors are bigger. In fact, they're 1 millimeter bigger. These are 2306, mine are 2407, so they're a bigger, heavier motor, more torquey. We'll see how the main difference here is going to be the weight of this guy is going to be a lot lower than my quad, especially since it's not carrying a GoPro. And by the way, it won't be carrying a GoPro, so we won't have sound for this. That's pretty interesting, and I do think I've come closer to figuring out where these props might fit. I don't think they're good as a freestyle prop. Maybe if paired with something like a really high, like a 2750 kV motor just with a lot of RPMs on it, maybe it would get there. But it does seem to really work well on this lighter racing quad. It seems like you get a lot of the grip that you normally get out of very high pitch props. So racers will often like try to run 50-50 props to get just the most grip in the corners, but those heavy props, they consume a lot of amps and they really kill your battery. This one seems to be doing a pretty good job holding on in the corners, but without, because of the small size and the low pitch, without actually going just bonkers on your battery. So maybe as a racing prop, it makes sense. I'm not really enough of a competitive racer to say that with any authority. One of the reasons that racers have shied away from 4 blades in the past, because 4 blades definitely, everybody agrees they corner better than 3 blades, but they lack top end and they're fragile. And this prop definitely addresses the fragile question. I am really impressed with the durability of this 4-blade prop. HQ has, whatever they've done to solve that, it's working really well. I have crashed this thing so many times and I haven't had to change. It hasn't even gotten bent. Like, not even having to like bend it back. It's just I've been flying the same props since I started flying this quad, and they're just fine. So whatever you're doing with the 4-blade durability, put that in the 3 blades too, because they almost seem more durable than the 3 blades I'm normally flying. That's going to do it for this video, though. The review of the HQ 4.8 by 3.4. The new 4 blades are back. Okay, thanks HQ. That's kind of weird. If you want to know more about the product, there's a link down in the video description, and there's also a link to the quadcopters I was flying today. The Freestyle Quad is my JB ultimate build. I have a whole build video where I go through this. This is the quadcopter that I would build if I could pick everything exactly how I wanted it. And the other one I was flying is the Karearea Talon SVX. I have a review of that quadcopter, and it flies amazing no matter what props you're putting on it. It's got the TOA motors, anyway, check the review of the Karearea Talon SVX as well. Link in the video description. Thank you guys so much for watching. Happy flying.